One of the biggest comments I get is, hey, I don't have the money to buy the things that you want me to buy, or the things I need to prep. I can't afford it. I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I understand that. But today's video, we're going to talk about 7 things that you could be doing for sure that cost absolutely nothing. And the whole purpose of it is it helps us be better sustainable, it helps us be a better prepper, and helps us understand our next goals and what we do need to purchase. Some things we have to purchase, but not everything. These are literally things I do every single day and week. It helps me be a better homesteader, sustainable farmer, and prepper, and ultimately helps me take care of my family. And that's what we need. Wisdom seeking, guidance, and these 7 things can help do that. This video is going to be a good one. It starts right now. Even though we both stay the same, would you call me on the midnight train? Will you come over? Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that's okay, but let us know what you think about this video. Our goal is always to bring you the best quality information that hopefully can help you be wisdom seeking, find discernment, and understanding the best way forward in the crazy world that we live in. So let's jump into it today. 7 things that we should be doing that literally cost you nothing, but are the most important when it comes to taking care of your family. It really is. And these are things I literally do each and every day or each and every week. Number 1 is you start a plan. You start a survival plan. I've made a comment a few videos ago that if something happens, if a crap hits the fan kind of situation, my family knows where to go, what to do, and what we're planning on doing step by step. How do they know that? Why do we know that? Why do me and Misty plan that way? Because we've built a plan for what we need to do. We have a bug in plan, we have a bug out plan, we have there is a nuclear issue in some part of the world, there's a hurricane, there's a plan for it. Now, does that mean you have to go in detail and write out every plan right now? No. But what I am saying is you need to start a plan. Start a simple plan. Okay, if this happens, this is what we've got to do. If we do have some extra money, this is the things that we need to buy. Let's prioritize those things. If we're in an area that does have major weather events, then we need to have a way to get out and evacuate, and these are the steps that we're going to take. That sounds so redundant and so easy that most people don't do it. It's kind of like money. You know, most people say, well, you got to start a budget. You got to plan on a budget. You have to put your money on a budget. And what do? A lot of people don't start a budget, and they don't realize where their money goes every month. The simplest of things is a plan. So finances, yeah, budget. But when I'm talking about prepping is if you want to start buying these things, or you want to start stockpiling, or you want to have a goal, an aspiration, or you need to know where to go, what to do, and what your family needs to do, we need to have a plan. A plan costs you nothing to do. It costs thinking, which is good for us. It helps us to critical think and say, okay, if we have this go on, these are the steps that my family and I need to take. So think about that. Number 1, building a plan. It's so important. We're going to continue this list, but before we do, here's a word for the sponsor of this video today. Today's sponsor is Aura. Have you ever once just Googled your name, Googled yourself and said, okay, they don't know much about me. No one knows anything about me. Well, guess what? It would scare you to see exactly how much of your personal information is on the internet. Are you tired of constantly getting spam calls? Hello? And unwanted numbers that are calling you, asking or wanting your information, or trying to sell you something. Data brokers are making tons of money, fortunes of money, of all your information that they're selling back to all these companies who are now calling you with all these robocalls. Aura can identify these spammers and all these robocallers. They can help you opt out of all those unwanted calls. When Aura is in the game, brokers are not allowed to do it anymore. They legally have to opt you out of all those calls. Also, Aura protects you when you're online, especially your children. Have you ever worried about your information being safe? Well, let Aura help. It is so easy to set up. You don't have to download all these extra apps. You know, there's great programs out there, but it seems like you gotta have 4 or 5 apps for every little thing that you're doing. With Aura, it is all in one. Parental controls, antivirus, a VPN, which I believe in, password management, identity theft insurance, and so much more. Everything for one affordable price. You get a 14-day trial for free. aura.com/themax. The link is right here. You also have a QR code on the screen, and the link is also in the description. So check them out today. You can make sure your personal information is not compromised. You can either let people keep exploiting you and making money off of your personal information, or you can check out our sponsor Aura at aura.com/themax. Get a 14-day free trial, sign up, and it will protect you and your family, and you will have a bigger ease, because everything we do now is technologically bound, and everything we do is on the World Wide Web. Let's protect it with Aura. Number 2, have a daily regimen of working out, fitness, or a goal set to watch what you eat and how you maneuver. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, I have people who watch us that are 18 years old, and I have people who watch us who are 80 years old. So that's gonna look different for everyone. But when I say workout, I'm saying don't go get a gym membership. Gym memberships are kind of like credit cards. We wanna have it, we think it's gonna benefit us, but really all the while it really doesn't, it just wastes our money. So what I mean by that is, so many times people, they want a gym membership and they get very devoted and they go in there and they spend $50 to $70 a month to do all this stuff, and they last about a month and then they burn out and then they're done. And then the gym membership is still rolling, it still costs us money. What I'm saying is devote yourself to a regimen at the home and make sure that you can do it. So for instance, if it's simply walking your driveway, if it's simply walking your block, if it's running, if it's jogging, if it's doing a push-up regimen, if it's doing a upper body today, lower body tomorrow, if it's doing a push-pull, if it's doing what you call bro splits, you don't realize how easy this is. I literally every day do a regimen. Now, over time, we know what we want to do and we have that plan and we're already doing it. But we have the blessing of technology. And free of charge, you can go to YouTube and type in lower body workout, ab workout, calisthenics workout, losing weight workout, whatever you're looking to do, build muscle workout. There's so many workouts from 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. What I'm saying is, if we start moving and we start building our bodies better, then ultimately you're gonna be there for your family because you're gonna be healthier, you're gonna be able to provide for your family. It also makes you feel better so you can strive for a better quality day. People don't realize how important moving and movement is, and cleaning up our diets. This is something that you don't have to plan hardly any. It's simply just saying, okay, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do this, this, this. I'm gonna do a 15-minute jog or a 15-minute walk today. If you got out and you do a little bit here and there, even if it's in the comfort of your home and you don't have a place to walk because it's not safe, I don't know. But if you start doing a typical workout at home, it's free, it will make you feel better, and also it helps you to be stronger and strong-willed. One thing I've learned is a lot of people that are successful in whatever they do in life, most of them have a workout regimen. Why? Because they're devoting time to something and sacrificing a moment in time to not feel the best for a greater goal. That should be the same way we look at prepping, survival, homesteading, or sustainable living. Sometimes we have to do the hard things to provide for our family for later on. It's that easy. It's free. It's devotion of time and sacrificing a little bit of your day to do those things so you can be better as time permits, but also be there for your family. You don't want to be lethargic, lazy, and overweight and not able to do anything for your family. You want to be able to help them have the desire to do more things for them. Now again, this looks different from an 18-year-old to an 80-year-old, I understand. But just get out, do a little calisthenics, do a little walking, jogging, do a HIIT workout, do something. If you don't want to do it 7 days a week, that's fine. Do it 3 days a week. But do a little bit. Work out at home. It's free of charge, and it's going to make you feel better, and also it's going to make a better plan and a goal and an aspiration, because you're going to see difference. That gives you something to work towards. Number 3, this is easy because water is everything to us when it comes to living. We have to have water more than anything else, more than money, more than food. It's water. So number 3 would be stockpile tap water. Now, if you live in areas that have bad tap water, this may not be the one for you. But if you're on a well or you're on a clean water where you can drink your tap water, start storing water up. It could be as simple as just old glass bottles, old jars. Everything can be reused. Now, does that mean 2 years from now you need to drink that water, just open it up and drink it? Probably not, because there could be some bacteria, there could be some problems there. But you could simply have it to flush toilets. You could simply have it to boil and then turn around and utilize it. There's so many benefactors of storing up water that pretty much doesn't cost you anything. You're using a jar or you're using a jug for something else, and then you wash it out and you put water in it. and then you can store it up. Now, number 4 goes along with that. Where are we going to put all this water? Well, when we stock up water, you're going to need room. So one thing we tend to put off, and we are good at procrastinating, kind of like the working out and kind of like the planning, is we need to start cleaning out our closets. Now, I don't mean that in a bad sense. I'm saying that we need to learn to open up space, be a little bit more minimalist to make sure we can open up room for the things that matter. If you're holding on or hoarding on to things that really have no value, if they don't have any spiritual or memorable value, if they can't help you prep, if they can't help you in any situation, why are we holding on to them? There's a lot of people that just holds on to stuff. There's just no reason. Take those closets, take the attic, take the basement, take under the beds, and start cleaning that out so you can open up room. That's another thing we hear. Where am I going to put all this stuff? I live in an apartment. I promise you, you can find room somewhere, but it may take you to minimalize what you have, open up that space to be able to put things where you can fit them. If you have closet space, let's utilize that closet space to the best of our ability. One thing I've learned on my land and one thing I've learned in my house, I use every opportunity in every place, in every spot, to put food or put something I can utilize. I don't want to just hoard junk. It all has a purpose. So let's plan around that. So if we're storing up water on number 3, we're able to find room in number 4 because we're going to start cleaning up. Doesn't cost you anything. It's something we easily procrastinate, but I'm not talking about just like a maintenance clean. I'm talking about get in there and start throwing stuff away, open up room so you can see the room that you have to put up the stuff. When you start purchasing or when you start stockpiling or you start prepping, you have room for it. Number 5, I've mentioned this in other videos, but download free content. Download free ebooks, download things that can help you. So for instance, if you're learning how to forage, if you're learning how to garden, if you're learning how to grow a tomato, if you're learning how to grow corn, if you're learning how to do this, whatever it may be, if you're learning how to purify your water, if you're learning survival hacks, there is so much content that can be downloaded, then printed off and have at your disposal. Now, one thing I would challenge you to do, if there's videos, download those to your phone or download those to your computer. That way it doesn't matter if you have internet, you'll always have something to fall back on. But when it comes to not having power or being in a situation that, you know, crap hits the fan and it's a little bit more serious and you have no way of electricity, then those videos are not going to do you any good. So I go back and say, okay, you need a print material. And now books are great to have, and I would challenge you, I push books all the time. But sometimes books cost money and we can't go and buy those. Now I would challenge you to go to used and thrift bookstores and look online at used bookstores. You can pick up great books for $1. We do this a lot, I mean a lot, and we buy them online. But free content is huge. It may be Pinterest, it may be somebody's website. A lot of times you can get those free catalogs to see what's the best. Maybe meal plan, maybe workout plans, maybe survival plans, maybe how to grow this or grow that. It is so easy. We've done this. We've got binders full of stuff we've downloaded for free. All it cost was to have a ream of paper and then to run them through our printer. Now say you don't have a printer, you don't have a computer, that's okay. Go to the library. I think it's like a few cents a print. So it's really good because now you're paying cents to stockpile knowledge. And when we need to spend time reading and learning, you have free printable guides that can pretty much get you through any situation. Yes, buy books. Yes, look at other resources. Yes, hone in your skills. But when you start buying these things, it will help you read more, and it's free, and it helps build knowledge and wisdom. Download the content, print it off, boom, there you go. Number 6, this kind of goes back to number 1, but it's building a plan for your goods. Now here's what I'm saying. We believe in caches, so it's C-A-C-H-E. I call them a cache, some people call them a catch, some people call them a cache. I don't care, look it up, C-A-C-H-E. I'll put the word right here. Basically, what you're doing is you are finding places to put goods. Now, this is like a treasure map, and this is like the keys to Bitcoin. You can't forget where you put your cash or your cache. You can't forget that. That's very important. You don't want to bury it underneath 12 trees and you can't remember what tree it is. If you have a backyard, you need to have a place that you say, okay, this is where I'm going to put this because I have a daylily bed, or I have this tree, or I have some kind of marking. The main important people that need to know where that's at knows where it's at. So a cache is important. Now, I wouldn't be the only person that knows where a cache is. You need to make sure your spouse, your children, someone you can trust knows where it's at too. But this may be a place that you put extra things like money, extra defense, extra food, extra water, extra life straws, extra filters, a Sawyer filter, whatever you want to put. You can build a cache for pretty cheap. Now, you can buy these. We have these little polymer tubes, and they're big enough to where we could put a lot in there. If it's precious metals, all the way up to something that's really long and big. So you need to find kind of what you're looking at, not that you're purchasing that, but you can start planning on where you put your cache or your cache. This is something pretty big, because when it comes down to it, instead of putting your money under the mattress or burying it in the backyard in a coffee tin, it's the same process. We're just reinventing it a little bit. Can't reinvent the wheel. The coffee can works fine, but we're gonna seal it up a little bit so we can keep things in it that won't go bad. Things like your documents, we've talked about keeping important documents in a sealed Mylar bag. You can put them in there. Extra monies, precious metals. If you're worried about, again, going back to the filters and food, we put a little of that in there too. So having some caches and planning on some caches is huge. Now, if you want to use coffee cans right now because it's economic, or you want to use some kind of container that you can seal up because it's got to be sealed, there's little bitty safes and things like that you can purchase. But I would challenge you to look at something that can hold up in the weather, in the ground, and start planning that today. That is a great number 6, because you can't put all your eggs in one basket. Can't all be in your home, can't all be in the bank. It needs to be spread out, and caches are good to have. And planning for those caches and deciding where you want to put those caches don't cost you anything. It's excellent. Lastly, number 7, we're going on a walk. We're gonna take our time and we're gonna learn to forage. We're gonna learn to identify plants. We're gonna learn to identify trees. We're gonna learn to identify bushes, grasses, and animals. Why do we need to do this when it doesn't matter? Because right now, it doesn't matter, and no one else is doing that. But if you know what wood lights the best, what mushrooms you can eat or can eat, if you know what leaves are good for you for salves, for respiration, what leaves are poisonous and what's not, all that matters. What leaves are edible, what is not. What fruit berries are edible, what is not. We need to go out and explore. Those free guides and those foraging guides that we were talking about, having a phone and downloading certain videos on foraging and identification, that's huge. You can do all that right now. We have a plant app called Picture This. Picture This, it's free. You can download the free version, but it allows you to identify plants and identify different shrubberies and learn how to forage better. Now, you can't always depend on that app. You need to learn it. But again, it goes back to those free downloadable content things, and you can even print some of these off too, off your phone, but learn the wilderness around you. Learn what's good for you and what's bad for you. Learn medicinal benefits to some of the foraging, and then learn the stuff that's not good for you. Because if something happens and everybody's going in the woods and everybody's trying to take care of their families, it could get very bad very quickly, because no one knows what they're looking for. They could eat something poisonous because it looks good and looks like a berry and it's pretty. It could be some kind of animal that's poisonous. It could be something really good that we bypass because we're scared. There's so many benefits to learning the woods, learning foraging. Now, if you live in the city and you're like, look, the nearest forest is like 10, 20 miles away, there's no reason for me to look at that. Then I'm going to tell you what I think you should be doing. You need to be learning a skill. And what that skill may be, it may be making herbal medicine. It may be making tinctures. It may be learning how to sew. It may be reading books more about medical and first aid. You need to be honing in those skills where you can be an asset and not a liability if something bad was to happen. So if you're not able to go out and forage, if you don't have a forest or you don't have an area close to you and you can't get to it, then don't worry about that. Learn to hone in skills that can benefit you, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to leave the comfort of your home to do that. Reading books, reading the free content, learning things from YouTube, all that's good. But if you learn all that stuff now, then all of a sudden if something bad happens, you got the knowledge that you need. And then you become an asset. I told you a few videos ago, we've learned to build a community because we have this. This person's good at this person's good at this. Building a skill is a part of bartering. So if we're learning to build skills, we're learning to be utilized by someone else, and we can barter that time for goods that they may have. So number 7, forage, learn your woods. Learn what's beneficial and what's dangerous to you in the woods that you live in. America is beautiful. The world is beautiful. Let's enjoy what God's given us so we can see that food and natural vegetation can heal us, but also we need to know what is not good for us. It's very important. Learn those skills. If you're not in Air Force, again, go back to honing in another skill that could benefit you and your family, and you can be an asset and a bartering tool that is of value to someone if something bad ever happened. Well, it's early morning, but the sun should be out, but we're supposed to have a storm today, so I better get inside before it starts raining on us. Thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you for the sponsor of this video, Aura. Go check those out. We always talk about safety and security. Well, they're gonna give you safety and security when it comes to your online environment. That is huge. You don't want to be tracked. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You need to look at this company. There's a lot of free promotions there. Check them out. And again, thank you so much for watching our content. Our goal is to never give you content that doesn't benefit you in some way. Every one of these things we literally do. Every week we do these things. Every day we do some of these things. So make sure you take these 7 items, say, okay, I can learn 7 things. They're absolutely free, and it helps me be better, wiser, and have discernment, and be the best I can be when it comes to living sustainable and taking care of my family. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless. Happy homesteading, y'all.